Hey everybody, I want to talk about acreages, and I want to talk about the two biggest differences between owning an acreage versus owning something in a town or a city. And those two things are water and sewer. Okay, so first let's talk about water. There's really two different ways to get water to your property. One is a cistern and the other is a drilled well. A cistern is simply a really large holding tank where you have two options in order to get water into that holding tank. The holding tank services your house. How to get water into the tank is by hauling it yourself. Which in most cases is very, very cheap and or free, except for your labor and time. The second way is to have it delivered. There's lots of different delivery services out there. Prices will range, but you could kind of, estimate 150 to 200 bucks every kind of 6 weeks, depending on family size and usage and things like that, and the company you hire. All right. So the really great thing about having a cistern is there's no huge cost to install that system if you're building an acreage. But there is a little bit of ongoing cost as you move forward, paying for the water as you go. The second sort of downside to a cistern is you do have to monitor usage a little bit closer than you would if you had a drilled well. And a drilled well is just that. It is literally drilling a hole in the ground, tapping into a natural aquifer, throwing a pump down there, and that is what services your dwelling. The great part about that is you don't have to monitor usage as much as you will with a cistern. But the downside is they're quite expensive to install in the first place. These days, easily 20, 30,000 bucks. Sewer. Let's talk about sewer. Sewer is a big one. There's two main systems that are common around the Edmonton area. And one is a tank and discharge system, and the other is a mound system. A mound system is a physical mound on your property. And typically you see these on smaller acreages where it's like a 5 acres or under. And like I said, it is what it is. It's a mound. Everything gets filtered out through the ground, and away you go. It doesn't actually get discharged anywhere above ground. So those are really great, and they're great for smaller acreages because you cannot have a tank and discharge system that discharges within 300 feet of any property boundary or the house. So you need really 10 acres plus, depending on the shape of your lot, to have a tank and discharge system. Those rules have changed over the years. So you will find older acreages under 10 acres that have a discharge less than 300 feet from a property boundary. But those are sort of grandfathered in these days. So those are the two biggest differences you need to be concerned about when buying an acreage. If you want more information about them, please let me know. I have lots of great contacts that can walk you through everything you're thinking about getting into the acreage life. If you do, I highly recommend it. That's where I grew up. That's how I grew up. I loved every minute of it. If you have any more questions, let me know. Have a good day.